My name is Chris Soderstrom, and we are at Fidos Farm, which is about 7 miles south of Olympia and Lacey in the Evergreen Valley. This farm is the remaining parcel of one of the early land grants. In 1852 or 1853, the acreage was granted to Margaret White. She had come across the Oregon Trail with 8 yoke of oxen and all of her daughters to meet her husband, who had come out a year earlier and said, "Come on out, I like it out here." Her heritage persists here in Thurston County in that the Bigelow house was the original home of her daughter, who was the original school teacher here, who then married Daniel Bigelow. We're walking around, noticing that, yes, the buildings are exactly what we were looking for. The good soil was what we were looking for. But what really locked it down was when Dave said, "You want to see my garden?" And Dave took me out to his garden, and I just fell to my knees and ended up running the soil through my fingers. And I just looked up at him and said, "I think I'm real convinced that this is the right place." It was the soil. I knew I could grow anything on that soil, and that it certainly had already proven to be a successful grass farm, which was what I was headed toward, was good grass farming. We usually have 200 sheep at Fido's Farm. I have a goal of the number of sheep we run exactly matching the amount of grass we can grow. We're looking at nurturing the native grasses and improving the species of grasses that are found in our pastures. We have done things like no-till seeding of orchard grass, and every year we spread manure in selected fields. We spend all of our time on managing the grass. I had been very fortunate to have opportunities to go work large flocks of sheep and help manage them with dogs. And I knew what a rewarding experience that was. And I thought, I wonder if there's a way I can create that for people who have other herding dogs. I kept batting that idea around until it just kind of formed up, and we knew that we would have dog herding and agility. And then Pat Labine at Oyster Bay said, if you took care of boarding or daycaring 10 dogs a day, you're going to find your budget come together. And it has indeed proven to be what we needed for cash flow. In the 22 years that we've been here on this property running sheep, we've seen some pretty dramatic challenges come and face us. There's no one who puts up hay anymore. It's very difficult to find a place who will help us harvest our lamb. We are just now really seeing the encroachment of development around us. Luckily, we're up against Fort Lewis, which means we have at least one border in which there will be no homes. One advantage that I have really seen with the enthusiasm of the Farmland Trust in trying to make sure that we remove the development rights from this property is that I don't have that worry about my family being faced with a situation where they can't keep the land. It's something the family's very dedicated to, and it'll make it a lot easier for them to maintain this property if the development rights are removed, because then that pressure, that economic pressure, no longer exists. Well, I can't emphasize enough that Fidos is a community. New people are constantly joining. Any day you come here, you see smiling people all over. It's a place of sanctuary. It's serene here. Fido's Farm is magical. And the ability to have an enterprise that shares this beautiful place with the public is invaluable.